Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
I'm announcing the House of Representatives moving forward with an official impeachment inquiry.
And like that, on your mark, get set, impeach. Here we go. Now, before everybody freaks out, what does it even mean? It's an inquiry. Means they can all get together now, right? We're all going to get together. We're going to have our committees and whatnot.
I'm announcing the House of Representatives moving forward with an official impeachment inquiry. I'm directing our 6 committees to proceed with their investigations under that umbrella of impeachment inquiry.
So, now they can go and start pulling all kinds of stuff to look. Okay, what exactly is going on? Tomorrow, Trump's going to come out and he's going to do what? They're releasing these tapes, just the transcript of whatever was on here, based on a person who was told by another person what was on here. Then they became the whistleblower who the IG speaking this week, and maybe the whistleblower will speak to, and we should actually want to hear what this person has to say after they come out and say this is what the person, because we don't need to know. Obviously, we're not supposed to know who this person is. That would be silly. Media's excited. Oh, my God. CNN. Oh, geez. Same thing with MSNBC and Fox. They're all excited, right? Something to talk about. But this isn't impeachment. This is an inquiry. They're going to go. They're going to sift through stuff, right? And they're going to say, okay, what? What is this about? We're going to inquire. Has he overstepped? Has this caused us to say he has done enough that now it is time for us to move forward and impeachment? This is it. Has he done so much that we have no choice?
The actions taken to date by the president have seriously violated the Constitution, especially when the president says, Article 2 says I can do whatever I want.
No, you can't. If you're a Trump supporter, there's a lot of you listening. If you're a Trump hater, there's a decent amount of you listening. We don't know what's in any of these things, right? I'm going to give it to you guys simple. This whole thing, right? I keep it simple, stupid, with corruption, with all of this stuff, because this is where this is going. And here's the thing with Trump. Trump says a lot of stuff. Offhand, says a lot of stuff. 8 times, that's not as offhand as usual. Like walking around going, hey, I want you to fire that guy. I don't like that. That Mueller guy's a jerk. I don't like him. You need to fire him. No. All right. So check this out. I'm going to get McDonald's tonight. Like 8 times, Oppo research, talk to Giuliani, or else. That's the way some people are going to spin it. Trump could say, look, one of the most corrupt places on earth. Look up the Ukraine if you want to see corruption. They actually have a Wikipedia about how corrupt they are. Ernst & Young calls them the 3rd most corrupt nation on earth behind like Colombia and Brazil. From top to bottom, bottom to top, it is corruption. In fact, it is so corrupt that that's just a way of life. Are we going to hand over a ton of money to people that may pocket a lot of that money? Maybe we rethink that. That's fair to say. The whole Hunter Biden thing, look, you're the vice president's kid, you're the president's kid, you're the secretary of state's kid, you're probably going to get some stuff. That's the reality of it. They were already under investigation before he ever came in there. In saying that, we do need to ask questions of why is he put on a board of an oil and gas company, which he's not an oil and gas guy, right? He's not. They said it was he was going to be part of our legal counsel, and Hunter Biden's like, I didn't do any legal stuff for him. No, they paid you $50,000 a month to do nothing, right? Because they were hoping to curry favor. The guy that Biden got removed, supposedly. You hear the thing all day. I heard it yesterday being played everywhere. Well, Biden did this, and this is what it's all about right here.
So they said they were walking out to the press conference. Said, no, I said, we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid.
The person that came in, essentially, that prosecutor who's talking about, who was kind of half-ass investigating this company that Biden's kid was with, Hunter was with, for, by the way, they were investigating them before, right? They're a Cyprus company, and a lot of people that were investigating them weren't even in the Ukraine. Like the British were going, they got a lot of cash over here. I think they're laundering money, right? You get like Interpol and MI6 and all of these people looking into this company, but they were investigating the company, not Hunter Biden. We do need to ask the questions. Hey, you also got money to be on a board from an investment banking firm out of China, your dad. I mean, there's questions. You can absolutely ask those questions, right? That is Oppo research. To maybe twist the arm of a foreign leader. And you need to allow the president of the United States, no matter who he or she is, what side of the aisle are on, just to twist a little bit and flex the might. It's in the Constitution, essentially, giving him kind of some leeway. That, yeah, you know what, maybe I might do some stuff and flex a little bit, because our whole thing is we may want to coerce you into doing certain things that we may need done. Like if we're going to give you hundreds of millions of dollars, we don't want it to go into the pockets of oligarchs. How about that? How about apples to those apples? But to do it based on the fact that you may be getting Oppo research, that's unacceptable. And that's a big if, because I don't know what's in this thing, right? Nancy, you might remember that famous thing. Let's pass it so we can see it. Well, let's read it before we decide to move on.
I think it'd be very helpful to get to the bottom of the facts, to follow the law, to get us there. That would include the whistleblower as well as the transcript of the conversation.
And if they don't?
Well, that'll be up to the House to decide how to proceed. But it's very much, I believe, in the public interest to get this resolved and be able to move on.
So there you go. What's in it? Don't know. He's unredacted version coming out tomorrow. We're going to see everything. If you're on one side of the aisle, you're going to see a certain thing. If you're on another side of the aisle, I ask you to keep an open mind. It's as simple as that. It is. If you don't see what you want, you're going to say, oh, they got it against the president. If you don't see what you want, you're on the other side, you can say there's got to be other phone calls, or they've redacted stuff. They had enough time to hide and clean these things up. That's the way this thing's going to go. That's how this thing's going to break down. There you go. Ugly but true. I don't know what's inside of it. I don't. And if you look and think to yourself that the president should be able to use his power to try to coerce people, if indeed that's what happened in another country, so he could get Oppo research, if you will, on Biden, that's not cool. That isn't. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Absolutely. But I don't know if he did that. He may have. He may not have. I mean, he's contradicted himself on 20 different occasions. Right? It's like the greatest phone call in the history of phone calls, and I could do it. It's like it's just the most amazing thing. Maybe it is. Maybe. I mean, that's that's what you've heard.
There was no pressure put on them whatsoever. I put no pressure on them whatsoever. I could have. I think it would possibly have been okay if I did. But I didn't. I didn't put any pressure on them whatsoever. You know why? Because they want to do the right thing, and they know about corruption, and they probably know that Joe Biden and his son are corrupt. They probably know that.
If you love Trump, you're still going to love Trump, and you're going to think it's bad and it's evil. If you hate Trump, you're thinking it's about time. I don't know what's in it. Everybody's like, you need to know. I don't know what's in it. I mean, the reality is tomorrow we could see this thing and go, whoo, this is a tough one to claw back from, Democrats. This is the third strike here on this one. Or we may wake up tomorrow and public sentiment could start to change, because we could see some stuff in there that may see us going, hold on a second. Whoa, hold on here a little bit. Hold on. Maybe. This isn't the right way to go. Don't know what's in it. And yes, they are corrupt. And yes, you have every right to ask, hey, I give you hundreds of millions of dollars. You guys are the most corrupt nation in Europe, one of the most corrupt nations on earth. How do I know it's going to the places it needs to go to, and that we're not flushing it down the toilet? How do I know that? Just curious. How do we know? And when I talk about corruption in the Ukraine, businesses, education, the public sector, healthcare, Social Security. I mean, we're talking about individuals, people on the street. I mean, corruption is what it is. And they had tons of oligarchs who run everything, and it was their personal piggy bank. And money would go there and it would disappear. So we have every right to ask questions. But did you use it for political gain? That is a fair question to ask. But I don't know what's in it. I don't think anybody else does. People are guessing, well, this is it. People are saying, well, if Trump's releasing it, there can't be anything in there. And other people are saying, well, he just feels like he can't, he feels like nobody can touch me, right? I've gotten away with so much stuff. Nobody can touch me. I am Teflon. Maybe he thinks that. We'll find out tomorrow. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. You can tweet at me. I do love hearing from you. You can text the program as well. A lot of stuff to get to. How does this actually work and where do we go from here? We will discuss that. Plus the difference between Nixon, Clinton, and Trump. Because there is a big difference in the way that things have taken place here. Talk about that as well. Oh, man, the energy. I needed it today. I have been on a bunch of shows talking about this. I did an hour workout. I've been up since about 4 in the morning. And thank you, Super Beats, for being there. Need some energy, need a little kick in the pants, right? That's what Super Beats is all about. I don't, at home, I've got the powder poured into the water. Boom, away I go. Boom. Here, though, I've got the soft gels because they're just, for me, it's about convenience. And these Super Beats soft chews are incredible. All the potent heart health benefits of Super Beats, but it's packed into 2 convenient, delicious soft chews I can take wherever I go, and I love it. It's about convenient. They've got a new breakthrough ingredient, which is grape seed extract. Supports normal blood pressure, circulation, natural energy in your body, and boy, I need that today. It is amazing. You're going to love it. Taste is great. And again, convenience with these new soft chews. Get yours now. Boost your heart health. It's easy. It's on the go with Super Beats soft chews. Get yours right now. That's what I want you to do. Check them out at superbeatsradio.com/Chad. That's superbeatsradio.com/Chad. Or call 800-875-9341. When you buy 2 bags, you're going to get a third one for free. That's superbeatsradio.com/Chad or 800-875-9341. Chad Benson Show.
Boys, give me a bowl of chili with plenty of peppers.
One Mexican heartburn. Why don't you mugs grow up?
The Chad Benson Show, where independent, a la carte thinkers have a seat at the table and a voice in the dialogue.
I'll have what she's having.
This is Chad Benson.
Colleagues, all of us share a concern for protecting whistleblowers who use appropriate, established channels to raise legitimate concerns. The Senate's obligation is to treat such allegations in a responsible and deliberate manner.
Yeah, this is about a whistleblower coming forward. So you have a phone call. It's transcribed. Like a few people do it, right? Make sure that, did you hear what I hear? Did you see that? Like, did that? All right, you got that? And then another party from there then supposedly was told something, who then became the whistleblower. But this is all, once again, another one of those speculating things. Well, I heard. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll find out. We will find out in the coming days. And we'll see. We will see what takes place. Is she ready? Because she's pretty serious about this. Because Nancy's fought this. Like, she's pushed this, like, she kept pushing back, right? Like a running back, right? Stiff-arming everybody. You know, the AOCs who were just like, they were just dying for this. AOC over the weekend said essentially this is the biggest crime. Nothing Trump does compares to the Democrats not impeaching him. But somewhere they finally got to the point where they felt like, and I think a lot of that was, you know what? Trump talked his way into things. Right? He talked his way. You know, when you go and you look at the collusion, delusion, and a lot of this other stuff, He'd come out and that's presidential harassment and, a lot of other stuff and the joking aside, but kind of tight-lipped. He talked his way, and so did Giuliani. I didn't do it. I did do it. I didn't do it. Yes, I did. Was it me? Could have been. I don't know. Yeah, I did it. I did say it. Trump's like, I did say it. I said it. I said it. And I could have said it. I, in fact, could say it again. Call you right now and say it. Nobody can stop me. This is what I could do. Much different than before.
Because the President of the United States has admitted that he spoke to the President of a foreign country, that would be Ukraine, about something that would assist him in his political, in his election. So that has changed everything.
Yeah, for some people it has. For some people, this is the bridge too far. And the problem, like, we've talked about is when day one begins and you start talking about impeachment and he's not even being sworn in, and then flash forward to the point where we're just over a year away to the election, and you're still pushing for impeachment, and you've gone through Mueller, and you've gone through a lot of different things, and here we are, that gets tiring. Oh, my God, it gets so tiring. And nobody believes you, right? Nobody believes you. It's the boy who cried wolf. But I always remind everybody what eventually happened. The wolf shows up. Is there some there? We're going to find out. We will. But this is not starting in the sense that they're going to vote on whether or not to impeach him and then go to the Senate. They're going to have committees. These committees will have wide sweeping power to even go to grand juries and say, what do you have? You don't have any protection anymore. We want to see it. To get certain things that even have been redacted, to say we want to see it. So they've got wide sweeping powers. So we'll see. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. You can tweet us. Trump said something very interesting today. I agree with him. And it has very little to do with impeachment and all to do with something else. We'll touch on that and why Clinton, Nixon, and Trump are different. Chad Benson Show.
The Chad Benson Show.
Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
I mean, if she does that, they all say that's a positive for me from the election. You could also say, who needs it? It's bad for the country. Then they wonder why they don't get gun legislation done. Then they wonder why they don't get drug prices lowered, because all they do is talk nonsense.
Trump's right about something on this. That's all we've heard, right? People around the country are going to ask a question. You guys had the House. What'd you get done? What did you guys get done? We don't expect Mitch McConnell to pass a lot of stuff, but we're looking at you. You spent your entire time focusing on this, immigration. You guys remember immigration? You guys remember that? I mean, they even spoke about it a little bit today. Listen to this.
He's taking $3.6 billion from our service members and our military families to build a wall that he promised Mexico would pay for.
Yeah, well, Mexico's not paying for it. Silly if you thought that. Welcome to the world of politics. If your mouth's moving, you're lying. I think we all know that. Nothing. I don't. You guys any news on immigration? Anything? It's like, are there still issues? Yeah. I talk to border agents all the time. Why? Because I don't live too far from the border. I got friends who are border agents. People at my church who are border agents. I have one of my first listeners who is a retired border agent, just retired a few months ago. So excited over the politics of his gig, over the whole thing, the nightmare, over it all. Nothing's getting done. Remember that before they went on? Like, oh, my God, these kids are in cages. It's just the worst thing in the world. Quick, get a picture. All right, we have to go now. I'm going to get on an airplane and fly home. Oh, my God. You guys, we'll fix it later. No, nothing. prescription drugs. Republicans going to fix health care and do that. Democrats, you guys are fighting tooth and nail to keep Obamacare, but not really just long enough to... No. What have you guys done? I think it's a fair question to ask. Because you spent the entire time since Nancy's been there. And by the way, Nancy has fought, and I said this when she became Speaker, she may turn out to be Trump's best buddy for a while because she was trying to keep the wolves at bay, right? They're at the door, they're scratching. And she's like, get away, get away, get away. I think Nancy sounds like. That's the best Nancy I can do. Well, what's gotten done? Can anybody? Executive orders don't count. What have they done? Now, here's the thing. There have been some stuff that has gotten through, right? Yeah, some justice reform, a few things like that. Yeah, but what else? Some real stuff out there that can actually be fixed, but they're not working on it. Because this is this little myopic world that they live in, and this is a disdain for this president that be honest, I've never seen. Look, Republicans weren't fans of the Clintons. We all knew that. It's tough to say there was this kind of hate and vitriol. There was a few out there, right? There's a few out there for everybody. I don't care how good it is. You be the greatest. You could be loved by 99% of the world. There's that 1% somewhere that still hates your guts for whatever reason, right? You didn't say hi to them. They stubbed their toe. They tweeted at you. You didn't tweet back. Whatever it was, something. So they're starting their inquiry. How do the Republicans feel? Kevin McCarthy.
Thank you all. I just listened to the Speaker of the House.
Okay.
Speaker Pelosi happens to be the Speaker of this House, but she does not speak for America when it comes to this issue. She cannot decide unilaterally what happens here. They have been investigating this president before he even got elected. They have voted 3 times on impeachment on this floor. Twice they voted before one word of the Mueller report came back. Our job here is a serious job. Our job is to focus on the American public. Our job is to make tomorrow better than today.
Well, no, your job is to do your job. That's your job. Get out of our way. Do your job. Don't overreach. Don't spend too much. Protect our borders. There's certain jobs that you guys have. But for the Democrats, it's been singularly about taking out President Trump. Nancy Pelosi could do something here that would be interesting. She'd probably be hated by a lot in her party, but, she's Nancy. She's still the wizardress, right? She's got witchcraft. She can still squash some of those people out there. She could go to Chuck Schumer, Mitch McConnell, and say, all right, here's the deal. We do got a lot on this guy. You know that, and I know that. Public sentiment. Who knows where it'll go? How about we delay some of this stuff and we actually work on some stuff and get some stuff done? Right? How about that? What would happen? What would that look like? But it's more about their win and the other team's losing than actually getting anything done. Right? It's more about keeping, you know what? I could do that, right? We'd get chip. We have a chip in the game and we could do this. We won't do that, though. So away they'll go. So here's how the inquiry works. A bunch of committees. They can look at a bunch of stuff. They can go further. They can really kind of do some stuff. Then they're going to get together and they're going to vote. The committees are. Do we have enough where we think we should move forward with a vote for impeachment? Now, in the House, simple majority. It's as simple as that. What you got, simple majority, we can move it down. They would easily have that. Right now, there's 100 and I think it's 81 or 83 Democrats. But Nancy knows, look, I got to be careful here, right? We can investigate. We can look at a lot of stuff, but I also have to walk a fine line. Because we could blow Trump up. We could win the presidency. We could have egg on our face at the end of the day because we've turned him to somewhat of a sympathetic figure. And even though people even may agree with us, and I say may, that we did the right thing, we're going to look like sore losers. They're going to kick us out of the House. They're going to strengthen the Senate, and we'll have a president who will essentially be neutered or spayed, depending. See the way I did that? See that right there? That's the way it could go. So she's still walking a fine line. So she moves through. They go. They're going to do and look, there's some stuff they can do, right? They can get to things that are protected by the grand jury secrecy rules. They could look through all kinds of things, and let's see what kind of scope they're going to go at. This is, they're looking for anything and everything. In the end of the day, though, do you want to know who will decide this? At the end of the day, you. You. That's it. These people are still, no matter how hard they try to feel like they're dukes and duchesses, kings and queens, rulers, the reality is it will be the public sentiment on whether or not, if they decide to go through with it, and they decide to vote, and they kick it down to the House, it'll be the public sentiment that will sway it. Nixon probably wouldn't have been impeached until eventually it got to the point where it became overwhelmingly a popular thing to do, that the public was behind it happening. Much easier to jump ship then, right? Much easier for Republicans to start fleeing if they think the public's crying for it. I got to do this. Because in the end, they're the ones. I mean, I pretend like I'm it, but they're the ones. Clinton was different. Clinton was like, people were like, he's really, there wasn't state secrets, so he lied. Nobody, look at her. She said, it's still, the hate was there. People wanted Clinton because they couldn't stand him. But the economy was good. It's the same thing Trump has going for him. Economy's good, at least right now. 3 months from now, they could go, we're going to impeach him. Economy could be slowing down. People could be freaking out. They've talked their way into a recession, and that'll change. We'll see how this goes. But a lot of it is predicated on tomorrow. If tomorrow we get a look at this thing and it's a lot of, then Nancy's going to be in there going, well, guys, couldn't have waited 24 hours? We couldn't have, you had to push for it? There's no way. You couldn't have? You guys didn't think for a second that Trump says this thing's coming out? That maybe, just maybe, there wasn't all that there? And that maybe this whistleblower who was playing the telephone game that heard something from heard something that heard something couldn't have waited? Okay. It's going to be interesting. It is. And the media's got to be just over the moon, right? I still wonder what happens, right? So let's just say, for the sake of argument, Trump gets through this and says, you know what, Nancy? Call off the dogs. I'm done. This is it. I was only running here. Call off the dogs. I'm going to stay through, and then I'm quietly going to go away at the end of this first term and say, I've had enough of this. This place is a joke, blah, blah, blah. And Nancy's like, all right. Right? Could happen, conceivably. The other thing is, she could turn him into a massive sympathetic figure, which is huge. That's what happened with Clinton, right? A lot of people are like, Clinton's awful, Clinton's horrible. Well, I don't think they should impeach him. Turns him into a sympathetic figure. Some of his highest numbers were right after the impeachment, and some of their lowest numbers, the Republicans, were right after impeachment. You could strengthen him, and that's what she's warned them. Because if he survives this, and there may not even be a this, but if they swing, the old rumor, the old saying is, if you hit the king, you better kill the king. Well, guess what? if you hit the Trump and you don't kill the Trump, if you will, presidency, he's going to come back stronger, and you'll have made him a sympathetic figure. And have fun in November of next year, because I want to see the faces again. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. You could tweet at us. Wounded Paw, amazing organization. Really are. Incredible. Imagine this, right? Imagine this. You come back from serving your country. You're wounded. You're struggling. And you feel like you have nothing. Like, you've got some family and some friends, but you're still missing something. And then you get a service dog. It changes everything. That's how this came about. That's how Wounded Paw Project came about. They recognize what's going. 20 veterans a day commit suicide. That right there is a national tragedy. And how many dogs are put to sleep every day? They rescue dogs from being put to sleep in shelters and train them to be service dogs. It is amazing what they do. Our veterans, our first responders and their families, and these animals, the lives that are changed, not just for the people, but also for the animals, the dogs. It's incredible. Save a paw, save a life. That is their motto, and they need your help. Extra car, truck, RV, even a boat is a vehicle for change, an amazing tax-deductible gift. Yes, they do take cash, but if you got an extra car, vehicle, truck, they will take it absolutely. Call them today, 844-678-4PAW. Check them out online at woundedpawproject.org. Go see what your vehicle will do and the miracles that are taking place. That's woundedpawproject.org, woundedpawproject.org. Chad Benson Show.
The Chad Benson Show, where the sensible center hangs out. Hey, you! That doesn't mean you can put your feet up on the table.
You're despicable. This is Chad Benson.
Sometimes I'm afraid to go to sleep for fear that I will wake up and our democracy will be gone.
Let's just start at the beginning. Sometimes I'm Fred. Sometimes I'm Fred. Hello, Fred. Nice to meet you.
Sometimes I'm Fred to go to sleep for fear that I will wake up and our democracy will be gone.
All right, now, so Fred sometimes is afraid to go to sleep. Fred is, I think. That's what he said. And why?
And our democracy will be...
And not because?
And our democracy will...
Democracy will be gone. There you guys go. Sometimes Fred is afraid to go to sleep because democracy may be gone. It's funny, I'm getting text messages from people. You're a Trump hater. Other people like, you're sticking up for Trump. No, what you guys, this is the thing. Here's the impatience of the world. It's less than 24 hours. You can see what's in there, but you're going to make up your own mind. I can already tell, no matter what you text, once you text me, I already know where you are. You love him, you hate him. You'll defend him at all cost. You would never give him credit for anything, and you want him gone. Sit. You're not open-minded to anything. You're not. You have always wanted him impeached, or you wish he could have a third term. Like, that's some of the craziness. You got to see some of the stuff I get from people. Producer Anthony and I will be on the Facebook, and some of the stuff that I'm just like, oh, well, that's scary. People will tweet at me, and I'm like, And I'm like, wow, that's nuts. That's crazy. Mike Pence, he must be like, his wife must be like, President Pence? President Mike? What's up, Michael? You got to call him Michael at that point, don't you? Right? Like, don't you kind of have to call him Michael? What's up, Michael? President Michael Pence? Not like he's going to be president. Who knows what's going to happen? But people can't even wait 24 hours to see what's coming out in this thing. You've already made up your mind, because that's the world we live in, right? We live in this world of, I want it now. I want him impeached today. I don't want it to be yesterday. I sure enough don't want it tomorrow. Other people are like, can't we just have a vote tonight so he can be president and we know going forward? I don't care what. I had somebody tweet me a little while ago says, I don't care what's in there. It's all lies. How do you can't, you're never going to believe anything. And I've said, if tomorrow this thing comes out, if it comes out tomorrow and it's just a very benign, boring phone call where he really didn't ask questions like, look, have you guys cleaned up your corruption crap? We don't want to give you like $250 million and you guys piss it all away and give it out to a bunch of people. And did you guys fix it? Right? And what about that thing with Biden's kid that he was involved in that? Did you guys sort that stuff out? Right? Because MI5 and Interpol's looking at it. They're laundering money and stuff. And, we're just curious about that. And it's just pretty benign. And people have already said, well, there's another phone call out there that we're not seeing and that they've fixed it. So it's like people have already built in their excuse no matter where they are. Nobody's just open-minded enough to go, you know what, I think I'll sleep on it tonight and see what it looks like. 323-538-2423. At Chad Benson Show's your Twitter. You can tweet at me. Love, hate, curiosity. Make me laugh. I'm good with it. It's the Chad Benson Show.
This is the Chad Benson Show. Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
I'm announcing the House of Representatives moving forward with an official impeachment inquiry. I'm directing our 6 committees to proceed with their investigations under that umbrella of impeachment inquiry.
Not an umbrella. It's going to be raining. So away we move. This is it. Right? This is what everybody in the media has been clamoring for. This is what some Democrats have been clamoring for, and this is Nancy's nightmare. She's walked a fine line. She's kept the wolves at bay. She's done everything she possibly can. Because she says, look, we got a year. This isn't, and see, think about this for a second. Nancy's thinking about it not only from party as far as the presidency, but she's also thinking about, well, I want to still be speaker, right? I want to still be around here with a little bit of power, right? And if this goes south, that might not be good for us. That might not be good for us. But she decided today that it was time. Nothing else. Nothing else. They've looked, they discussed, they got together, and not a lot else they can do.
Because the President of the United States has admitted that he spoke to the President of a foreign country, that would be Ukraine, about something that would assist him in his political, in his election. So that has changed everything.
Now, what comes of this? So this is all about a phone call to the Ukrainians, to the president of the Ukraine. And a month before the phone call, or a few weeks before, Trump says, hey, you know what? Let's hold back some of that money. Now, I'm going to take you in 2 places here. Right? Biden is his biggest opponent as far as he's concerned. He's looking around thinking Biden's it. Right? Because eventually Americans, they don't want Bernie. They don't want all this, free everything for everybody. They don't want Elizabeth Warren. It's going to be Biden. Biden is going to be my biggest opponent. So Giuliani, you go over there and see what you can find out, right? Because I want to find out about, they look at my kids. Let's go find out, hey, he was using his vice presidency, curry favor in certain countries, get his kids on a bunch of boards in China and over here, right? Some nefarious stuff. Getting, $500,000, $1 million for being on a board, getting 50, 60 grand a month, right? Go check this out. It's Oppo research. People are going to do Oppo research. Absolutely. Right? Then he calls and talks to the new guy, right? Running the country. New guy. You guys got a lot of corruption? Yeah, we do. We got lots of corruption. Yes, of course. But I'm funny because that's good. I comedy guy before this. Now I'm president. Yeah, I know we get it. I was a reality TV guy. Now I'm president. So we got that thing going on. Hey, but new guy, I got a lot of money for you, but I'm going to hold it back for a little while because I want to make sure, like people in America don't know about the corruption you guys have, how bad you guys are. You're the third, like Ernest and Young. You're like 3, right? Congratulations on 3, but it's the wrong kind of 3 to be, right? You're like awful. That corruption was nasty. It's stinky and it's awful. And we hear about it because of Biden and his kid and that whole thing with an oil and gas company. But, I want to make sure that you guys are sorting that stuff out because you guys are corrupt. Your hot dog person's corrupt. The kindergartner's corrupt, right? The preschool teacher's corrupt. The healthcare system's corrupt. Everybody there's corrupt. So before I go and give you a bunch of money, I want to make sure you sorted that out. No, everything good. We got stuff sorted out. Don't worry about that. Are you sure? Because here, Americans don't know. They're like, why are we giving all this money to all these people? And I got to get ready to do a battle here on September 30th over the budget. It could be another one of these things. And it's, I just want to make sure before we do this that, again, they don't know anything about your country. Right? They know you were a funny ha-ha guy. They don't know any of that stuff. But I just want to make sure before I go give you this money that we're good. Right? Because this, whole thing with Biden's kid and everything, that's how they know about your country corruption-wise. They don't really know Crimea, Russia, nobody even people don't even know where that's at. They're like, what? Some place called Cream was invaded? What's that about? No, get it. No, fine. Give money. We're all good. I got that person, kick him out. The other person, kick him out. Here we go. Ha-ha. That could be the conversation that was had. That could have been. The other conversation could have gone like this. Hey, funny ha-ha guy. Yes, what you want, Mr. President? Biden, his kid. What do you know? I know nothing. Find out. I know nothing. You got to look. Giuliani's coming over. Talk to him. But I know nothing. Giuliani's coming over. I know you know nothing, but you must know something, and somebody must know something somewhere, so you need to find out, because this guy could be a thorn in my side. And if you want this money, this is what happens. You do this. Or maybe nothing. But I don't know nothing. Find out. But I know nothing. Find out. But this Biden, I was not president. No, find out. But I know nothing of these Biden. No, find out. Giuliani's coming over. You find the people that knew something about something. You find out, because I need some dirt. Those are the way that these things could have gone. And we'll find out tomorrow. We will find out tomorrow. If Trump did do that, that is not good. If it was like the first time where they're just like, yes, I know corruption. We fix corruption here. That's no big deal, right? We move on with ourselves. We don't freak out. Other people will. But I can't tell you because I don't know. But today they decided, well, at this point in time, nothing else to do. Got to move forward. This is it. Got to move forward. Here we go.
Because the Inspector General has said that this is of urgent concern, it has and accelerated the pace of how we go forward.
So now they're going to move forward. You get all these, they're going to come in, these committees are going to meet, and they're going to talk, and they're going to look, and they've got a little bit more power. They can get to certain things, that grand jury stuff and stuff that could be redacted, and they can maybe look into other things, and they can open this. As we've seen what's happened, all of a sudden, boom, it goes from this to this. And there may be nothing. They may make him a sympathetic figure. And he may run next year and win in a landslide. Or it may get ugly. It may get ugly. This week, supposedly, the IG is going to speak. You're going to bring him in, do all of this stuff, talk to him. On top of that, the whistleblower may or may not speak this week. I think Nancy tried to do everything she possibly could because I think her fear is we could win the presidency. We could get blown out in the House. We could lose more seats in the Senate. And then we'll have a president that can sit there all day and do nothing. And will have made Trump a sympathetic figure.
Given the progress the committee was making, I don't believe this made-for-TV moment was actually necessary.
I don't think so either. And I think, from what I understand and what I heard is Nancy pretty much made it clear to everybody in that room today. Here's the deal. We have a lot of people that didn't run on extreme progressive platforms, that ran on middle America Democratic platforms, right? Fairer wages, right? Their Second Amendment, going to church people, but they believe in choice. And they had hard fights, and they have hard fights ahead. And if we blow this up, we're going to lose. So there's the ship. I'm going to burn it. We only have one way forward now, and that is forward. There's no going backwards. It's attack, attack, attack. And here we go. Could be ugly. Media's just got to be drooling. Oh, God, this is going to be so amazing. People said today, I was out playing soccer, running around in between my shows, and the guy that he works upstairs, he sees me, and he's like, so are you excited? Is this exciting? I said, it is what it is, because you don't know. I mean, like, this is the weird holding pattern. The inquiry thing is bizarre because they go and they gather up information, then they vote on whether or not they should vote, right? So you lay everything out. Here it is. And everybody's, okay, what you got? And they say, well, based on everything we got, we can't move forward with this, right? This thing's going to die. And Mitch McConnell, we have no chance, So, and there was nothing here. This would just look awful if we did it. Or they could say, we've got no choice. And once we present the evidence to the American people, they're going to go, oh. And so, and then they vote. And all you need is a simple majority in the House. But then it goes to the judge and the jury, which is the Senate. And they don't have a supermajority in the Senate. And right now, they're not getting anywhere close to it. So it's a moot point unless there's something that is just so outrageous that the American people, because in the end, it's the American people. The American people say, ha, that guy's got to go. Then the people who are in power will listen. If they don't, next November will be election time. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. You can tweet at us. It's craziness. That's why you need a group like AMAC fighting for you. Big time. Big time. Because they're concerned about like stuff like Medicare, Social Security, the solvency of things that matter. Right? The politics aside, look, they want to see common sense immigration reform. They want to see, guess what, our Second Amendment protected. They want to see a solvent Social Security and Medicare. They're not worried about the rest of it. The rest of it's noise. They're fighting for you. They really, really are. They're going out there and talking to political leaders saying, hey, this could hurt us. This is real. This affects every single one of us, not on a political level, but on a real life level. That's what AMAC does. And they're ready to help you. Right now, they're giving you an opportunity to join for free. That's right. You can become a member today. So besides all of those things, you know what else they're doing? They're giving you great benefits. Retail, restaurant, hotel discounts, travel discounts, discounts to see movies, half-price movie tickets. The movie ticket alone is incredible because I use it. But here's the other thing they love. Amusement parks. Big discounts there. Check it out today. It doesn't cost you a penny. Join for free. Free. Go to amac.us/Chad. That's amac.us/Chad. Or call 888-355-1617. 888-355-1617. That's amac.us/Chad. 1 year free. It's on me. AMAC is better. Better for you. Better for America. Chad Benson Show.
Warning, no snowflake zone. Uninformed opinions are in danger of melting. The Chad Benson Show.
Getting a lot of text messages. People demanding, you tell me right now if I should ever listen to you again. You're either with Trump or you're against Trump. What if Trump breaks the law? Doesn't matter. I'm with him or against him. No. What if he did? And by the way, to the people on the left, what if he didn't? You know who wins out of this? Nobody. American people aren't coming away with some sort of trophy, right? Your bills aren't getting paid, right? You didn't get a bump in your pay. You don't get an extra day off or an extra week vacation. Nobody gets to fly to Hawaii for free based on any of this stuff. And everybody wants an answer. You tell me now. I stand where the truth is. Either you do that or you don't. Right? He may be a cult-like figure to you, and he may be the devil to some. He's just a person to me. I want my president to succeed, no matter who they are. I want my politicians to do the right thing. Doesn't mean they always will. Nah, doesn't mean any of that. You know that, and I know that. But now the tribalism is so bad that we want, you're either with us or against us. Nobody ever says, hey, let's find out what's the facts and stuff, and let's look at the truth, and if the facts bear out to be this, then, look, we tell them, look, you guys were totally wrong again. I never bought into the Russia stuff, ever. I thought it was a bunch of crap, right? I never bought into any of this stuff. This feels a little bit more serious because I have sources. My sources tell me a little bit more serious here. Okay, well, let's see. And this is what I told my friend today, who is just an ardent Trump supporter. So I said, if you're fine with him using the offense to fight against political opponents, then you were totally fine with Obama and them and the IRS. Well, no, that's not cool. Well, why not? Well, because can't have it one way or another. It's a wait and see. And if you are so sold on the fact that the president is never wrong, ever wrong, that he is the second coming, what conversation are we having? Right? And it's the other way, too. If you're so sold that even if the truth comes and hits you in the face and says, look, they had a question and answer session about corruption, and there wasn't any there, and you're still sold on the fact that he's done something wrong, then we're not having a conversation either, because I got better things to do. You know that, and I know that. So ask yourself the question, are you interested in your side, or are you interested in the truth? 323-538-2423, at Chad Benson Show, Twitter. It's Chad Benson Show.
Chad Benson Show.
Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
The actions taken to date by the president have seriously violated the Constitution, especially when the president says, Article 2 says I can do whatever I want.
Well, you can't. You're not God. You're not a king. You can't do everything you want. Did he do anything? I don't know. I'll tell you tomorrow. But judging by the text messages I'm getting from people, you either hate him or you would do anything for him. I don't fall in love with politicians. I don't. Don't fall in love with them. I always tell everybody, fall in like it best and then make sure they prove it to you that they're worthy of your vote again. That's what you do, right? It's like it's like in baseball. It's getting a 1-year contract. Got to prove me. You got to prove yourself, and every year should be contract year. Prove yourself to me. I love some of the stuff Trump has done and tried to do. I hate the way he tweets and he turns nothing into something that shouldn't be there. You go look at his actions comparative to his words. The reality is, if he was quiet like Mike Pence, people go, oh, he's doing a pretty good job. But he's not. Majority of people who dislike Trump hate him because of who he is, what he came from, and his attitude. But if you're Nancy Pelosi, think about this for a second, right? Just think about this for 1 second if you're Nancy Pelosi. Right? Nancy, and I'm not trying to be mean to Nancy Pelosi. All right? I'm not. I don't want anybody to think that. She was born in 1940. Understand, she's going to be 80 in March. This is it. If this thing becomes a giant, which is a huge possibility, right? Based on past performance by you yahoos over there, this thing could go, and then what? Nancy will be known as swing and a miss. She'll be known. This will be what people remember her. Like, nobody remembers that Bill Buckner played baseball long before the ball went through his legs, right? Remember Bill Buckner? Right? But everybody remembers what happened to Bill Buckner. The ground ball. It went through his legs. He had almost 200 home runs, 1,200 RBIs. He played a long time in Major League Baseball. We remember him for one singular play. He had almost 3,000 hits. Think about that. But we remember him for one thing. She could be Kirk Gibson. She could be Bill Buckner. Right? She could be. This is her thing, right? This is your thing. Adam Schiff, Nadler, Elijah Cummings, all of them. In the end, though, you're the one with the gavel. In the end, you're the one who's the speaker. In the end, much like the president, this is on you. And that's what people remember for. Not the 485 years she served, but this. This is what she'll be remembered for. Right here. No matter which way it goes. Speaking of Pelosi and Trump.
Speaker Pelosi revealed the president actually called her.
Yeah, well, it called to talk about gun violence, and then it segued into other things.
Can you give us an indication of what those other things are?
Not right now.
A Democratic source tells ABC News the president told Speaker Pelosi he had nothing to do with the decision of his own administration to block Congress from seeing the whistleblower complaint. Pelosi responded, then undo it.
And he has. So tomorrow we're going to see stuff. Like, we're going to see the transcript of this phone call. Maybe she jumped early. Maybe Trump thought, I didn't do anything wrong. But in the world of politics with a lot of rules, you might have. Sometimes, and I've talked to politicians about this, it's, they'll tell me, man, it's confusing as hell. Like, who you can and can't. Like, I can't take money from this person, this person can throw me a dinner, but this person gives me $1 more, that person can go to jail. Some of it's crazy. But he would know what he did if he did something. But we'll find out. But my question to all of you out there, and it's a simple question. Do you care about the truth, and would you believe it? Right? If tomorrow, to all the people out there on the right, if tomorrow it looks like he's done something, does that change your mind about him? And the people on the left? You see this, right? And you're like, oh, well, that's stupid. Like, you can't impeach for that. He was having a real conversation with a foreign leader, and it was about, like real corruption and spending our money. He actually has a fiduciary responsibility, and they authorized this money. And he's saying, well, hold on a second, look how corrupt they are. Would you believe it? Or are you so hell-bent in your tribe that he's guilty or he's innocent and doesn't matter, and that this is all a waste of time? I think in some ways the Democrats feel like if they drag this thing out long enough, just keep it going, that they can grind down his base. You won't. You're not. And you're going to turn him into a sympathetic figure, which is what he's kind of hinted at, and which is what Nancy Pelosi's terrified of, because she remembers. She remembers back to the whole thing with Clinton and what it was like. She remembers. And she doesn't want to be that. She doesn't want to look like the villain any more than she already looks like a villain. And she doesn't want the people in the center, who in the end will decide these races, who in the end will decide the presidency, to go, yeah, you know what? You guys all you did was you blocked and you blocked and you blocked and you blocked and you played games and you spent your entire time chasing, shadows, and it was stupid. Yeah, no. Not listening to you anymore. I'm gonna give my vote to him. So we'll see. Speaking of interesting, yesterday all of the talk was about this.
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean. Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words. And yet I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you?
Greta found out today that we live in a world of split seconds, right? Like split seconds. Like yesterday, people were talking about you. Some people were saying horrible things about you. Michael Knowles going out, attacking her last night, which, quite frankly, I thought was way over the line. And we've had Michael on the show before, but there's just no room for what he said.
The climate hysteria movement is not about science. If it were about science, it would be led by scientists rather than by politicians and a mentally ill Swedish child who is being exploited by her parents and by the international left. Dare you. So what you're seeing here is a political movement and a religious movement, and it's fulfilling religious and political goals of the left, but it isn't doing very much for science.
First of all, mentally ill. She has said, her parents have said, she's on the spectrum. She's not mentally ill, right? Now, the political stuff, I'm all for. Like, you know what? And the whole thing about a child. Because you're going to hear Chris Hahn, who's a Democratic activist and who's out there talking, and he's going up against, this battle royale because this is what they want. And remember, it's about saying the most extreme things in this arena. You got 3 minutes. Each one of you is going to get 45 seconds to say something. Make it as absurd as possible. Then you can argue amongst each other, and then we'll go. So what do you say? You call her mentally ill. She's not mentally ill. Right? She's not. She believes it. Now, there are people behind her who are using children in a lot of ways. They do it. Next time we're coming up to voting season, what are you going to find? People are going to ask to raise taxes. We need more money for schools. It's for the kids. They never say it's for the adults and the administrators. People are like, I'm not giving you a penny. It's always for the kids, right? That's what it's, because you can't say anything about it. You say anything about the kids, you're a Richard.
You're a grown man and you're attacking a child. Shame on you. She's trying to do what she thinks is right. And by the way, relax, skinny boy. I got this. Okay, you're attacking a child. You're a grown man. Have some cool.
I'm not. I'm attacking the left for exploiting.
You're on national television. Be a grown up when you're talking about children. She's trying to save the planet because your president doesn't believe in climate change, and kids need to take to the streets to worry about their future. You are despicable for talking about her like that, and you should apologize on national television right now.
But you heard him say it. You shouldn't attack a kid. Well, it's a perfect thing to say to somebody, right? That's why they're there. Kids are coming out. World's coming to an end. It's all your fault. Greta, by the way, again, she's still finding out that 15 minutes of fame here in America only lasts as long as this 24-second news cycle is. It used to be 24 hours. We're not even there anymore. I mean, they just announced that the White House has said that, look, the whistleblower complaint will be to Congress by the end of the week. So they can take a look at all of this stuff, see if everything matches up with the conversation and the whistleblower complaint and the whole 9 yards. But you last a second, but it's about the kids. Case in point, Laura Ingraham, right? Laura Ingraham last night talking about this. Of all the stuff that Laura's done in the past, remember, she so famously went after David Hogg kind of half-assed jokingly, and everybody wanted her fired and take away this. They were calling for her to be fired last night.
To ensure the future, everyone must sign on to these globalist solutions. Cede control of our economy, our way of life, our way of transport, how many children you want to have. And if we don't go along, we will be punished by our own children.
Change is coming, whether you like it or not.
Anyone else find that chilling?
A time of tribulation has come. A test is at hand. The final test.
I can't wait for Stephen King's sequel, Children of the Climate.
So, you know, she did that, and Children of the Corn kind of compared. People freaked out about it. Well, you know what? Seems very religious and weird to me. Yeah, you know, some of the stuff she said and some of the stuff the kids have said, you know, it's a revolution. Here we come. I mean, yeah, it's a little weird. But of all the stuff, we were joking about, like, really, of all of the things, like, we do stuff, we're like, should we do that? Are we going to get in trouble? That was not one of them. That was not. But in this bizarre world where it's cancel culture, we go after you, and we do all of these things, where we just have to attack, and there's just nonstop attackage, right? Because we're in our tribes, and now we're going to be extra tribal in the coming weeks and months, right? Because the first shot was fired, and now it's extra tribal. So that includes everything from climate change to, obviously, the potential impeachment of the president or the oops, egg on your face again situation. We'll see. I love how President Trump called Nancy. What are you doing? I'm at the Atlantic thing today. Oh, I was at the UN. You guys totally screwed up. I was at the UN having fun. You guys, I was making fun of the UN and saying stuff. And then you guys totally are talking about impeaching me. Sucks. You guys are jerks. Hey, you want to do gun legislation? 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson shows your Twitter. You could tweet at us. Love hearing from you. My Pillow, Mike Lindell, good dude, great guy. His story's amazing. He's the inventor and CEO of My Pillow. And this is what he wants to say. Look, you guys you listeners out there are amazing. I always tell everybody, the one thing about people who listen to my show is I want you to be as independent as possible. I'm never going to tell you who to vote for. I only want to give you the truth about stuff, the straight, like here it is. You make up your own mind. And that's what I love. And that's why I tell you guys, this is the beauty of Mike Lindell and what they've done. They said, hey, what can we do to say something to your listeners? I said, well, how about we do 50% off and a 60-day money-back guarantee so they can make up their own mind. I said, all right. That's what we have right now. Up to 50% off. My Pillows, mattress toppers, bed sheets, everything. And normally they got this huge body pillow. Normally it's $90. Right now, $29.99. Yeah, boom, promo code Benson. All you have to do is go to the radio listener special, click on it, type in promo code Benson, check everything out. Again, 60-day money-back guarantee, 10-year warranty, up to 50% off, including the body pillow for only $29.99. Make sure you enter promo code Benson. MyPillow.com, MyPillow.com. If you want any of these great listener specials for the best night's sleep, or you can call 800-983-4975. Use the promo code Benson or MyPillow.com, promo code Benson. Chad Benson Show.
this.
Mueller, arrest me.
Chad will trade you 2 perjury charges for 1 collusion and throw in a reduced charge of obstruction for free.
Yeah, I'd do that.
For just listening to The Chad Benson Show.
What to do? It's going to be interesting.
I'm announcing the House of Representatives moving forward with an official impeachment inquiry.
It's official now. Does that mean we get jackets and stuff? Like before it was like... She's like, they finally asked me to be officially impeached. He asked me and I said yes. Is that it? How long are you guys going to wait till you guys totally do it? You going to wait a long time? You going to wait a long time? People are texting in, still mad. Chad, back up your decision. Are you with Trump or are you against him? I want my president to be successful. Period. I wanted Trump to be successful. If he's done something wrong, are you totally fine if he did something that was wrong? That's the question I have out there. Are you totally fine? If he's broken the law or if he's done something wrong, are you totally cool with it? Are you? Not, well, in my mind, it's not. No, I'm asking you the question. Are you fine with it? Are you totally fine with it? Probably quiet out there. Because I think a lot of people, if this was something, and again, we don't even know what the hell it is. We'll find out. We'll see what the whistleblower has. We'll see tomorrow what this phone conversation is all about. It may be nothing, right? It may be absolutely nothing. Because as we've all know with the Democrats, they love this stuff. They're running at it as fast as possible. How many times is Charlie Brown going to trust that Lucy's going to hold the damn football? How many times? Like this time, I know Lucy's going to hold the football. And what ends up happening? Could very well be that. Could absolutely very well be. And then everybody can look over and go, oh, you guys again. Again with this. We'll see. 323-538-2423. That is the text line. 323-538-2423. At Chad Benson Show is your Twitter and your Instagram. It's the Chad Benson Show.
This is the Chad Benson Show. Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
I've been disappointed to see our colleague, the Democratic leader, choose to politicize the committee's ongoing efforts with respect to a recent whistleblower allegation, the specific subject of which is still unknown.
Yeah, unknown, big thing. Unknown. What's in it? Don't know. Well, they listened to the phone call. Actually, let's walk it back a little bit. Did they listen? Because originally it was told to us that they listened, and that I thought that was a little weird, right? People started throwing a fit. Well, no, they didn't, but they read the transcripts. Oh, okay, so read through. Well, no, hold on a second. The person heard from somebody who read the transcripts, who then went and said, I feel uncomfortable with this. So wait a minute. The person didn't read the... No. Why are they even looking? It's not... Questions. Just throwing it out there. I'm just putting it out there as kind of, this is an interesting thing. So I heard it third. Remember that game Telephone when you were a kid, right? You're in your classroom, and the teacher would come up and he'd whisper something in the ear of a kid, and then they would have to whisper it. By the time it got to the last person, the teacher would say, well, what did you hear? And that kid would say something that was like, kind of, but not real. That's kind of You're hearing it third party. I heard something that I didn't read, but somebody told me, and on that basis, I went over. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm not saying that the person could have been that guy or gal's best friend and said, look, I can't do this. I'm going to go all Comey on you. I'm going to tell you what's in there. Then you go and do something. Oh, okay. Because then they'll know it's me. Ooh. Okay. Did he or didn't he?
There was no pressure put on them whatsoever. I put no pressure on them whatsoever. I could have. I think it would probably, possibly have been okay if I did. But I didn't. I didn't put any pressure on them whatsoever. You know why? Because they want to do the right thing, and they know about corruption, and they probably know that Joe Biden and his son are corrupt. They probably know that.
Corrupt? Ask the question about that. Beneficial to be the son or daughter of a vice president? Oh, God, yeah. You don't think it is? Billy Carter, Neil Bush, Clinton brothers, Tony and Hugh Rodman? Yeah, it's beneficial, right? Like, if Hillary's my sister, chances are I'm probably not a telemarketer, right? Like, unless I've fallen so far off the family. There's just, the reality is that's part of the game. Well, what about the investigation? Okay, I'm going to give it to you guys straight, right? This company was being investigated before Hunter was a part of it. Hunter then became a part of it. But what about that thing with the Biden and he said, and then they got rid of that? You guys, come on, Chad. I've heard it all over the place. This?
So they said they were walking out to press conference. I said, no, I'm not going to, we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid.
Well, see, right there, he admits it. Let's talk about the Ukraine, right? Let's talk about how corrupt the Ukraine is. Zelensky's the guy that's present now. It's comedians, politicians. This is his first go-around in politics. Right, so let's talk about how corrupt. So corrupt that you have no idea how corrupt it is. Like, you can't even put it into words. Every single industry, business, from government to education to healthcare, is corrupt. The guy that was running the investigation that also happened to be not investigating Hunter Biden, but investigating the company, Burisma, who had been putting money all over the place, ton of cash in British banks, and they were wondering, are they laundering money? Because it feels like they're laundering money. Stuff had been raised there. But this guy who was investigating supposedly this, he came in as like the new AG, like Bill Barr. He's like, I'm going to do all these things, except he did none of those things. He didn't do any of it. Oligarchs, wealthy people, people who could influence, still ran the show. I mean, to the point where you read some of the stories about the corruption there, from teachers to higher up and administrative educators to healthcare to all. I mean, it's insane. Ernst & Young said the third most corrupt country in the world. The best they get's like 120 out of 160 or 130 out of 180 as far as corruption goes. It's awful, the corruption. And the new guy was supposed to get rid of all of this bad corruption, and he didn't do any of it. He didn't. Does it mean that they didn't have some influence? Does it mean that there wasn't some twisting? No, it doesn't mean any of that. Is it possible? Yeah, there's questions to ask. But of course you're going to curry favor, right? We'll throw this guy on here because maybe by putting the vice president's kid on something, that will curry us a little favor and get people to look elsewhere because we look okay. So you could ask that question. Same thing with why is he on an investment bank's board, right? There was a banking issue way back in the day with the Biden family. There's several questions you can raise. I got zero problems with that. But let's just keep it real because people act like this was the only. No, it's not. In saying that, I don't know what's on the transcript. Nobody does. And they're going to have to make some sort of move Because I do not believe that Nancy can hold the wolves off anymore.
Sometimes I'm afraid to go to sleep for fear that I will wake up and our democracy will be gone.
Producer Phil, do you have any idea what Elijah Cummings said there?
No, I'm going to need a translator.
I think he said he's afraid to go to sleep because he might wake up in the morning and fear that democracy will be gone. Wow, it's no hyperbole. Totally, no way. I'm not totally doing that. Are you kidding me? Every night I go, I'm thinking, oh my God, tomorrow I'm going to wake up and all democracy's gone. What are we going to do with ourselves? I don't know. It's all gone now. Can't fix it. This is the stupidity in the world. So, do I think they're going to end up doing something? Yes. Do I think it might bite them in the ass? It's possible. There could be a situation. Well, guess what? A very real situation where there's nothing on there. Trump said, and people inside the White House have said, yeah, he said he was going to potentially hold back, and the reason was he's worried about corruption. Giving them $250+ million on top of a few other things. Still not sure where the money's going to go. You could argue that's being a good steward of our money. Is it going to go into the pockets of the oligarchs? Or is it going to go where it's supposed to go? Have you taken care? Have you looked into all of the things? And it's also possible he tried to extort and do some other things. I don't know what's on there. Some people do, and they come out to say stuff like this.
No, he's becoming increasingly brazen. Listen, this was either implicit or explicit extortion in plain sight. We know what happened because he's told us. Donald Trump, this has been true throughout his life, throughout his business career, and it's true with him as president of the United States. He does not believe in rules, in laws, and he doesn't believe they apply to him. The words that never pass from his lips are, we could do that, but it would be wrong. The only thing that he thinks is wrong is if you don't take full advantage of every situation to pursue your self-interest.
It's David Axelrod right there. That's what he thinks is wrong. Trump likes to win. Would he be looking for an edge? Yeah. I would imagine that Warren and I would imagine that everybody running against Joe Biden is grabbing this edge here if it gives them a chance to stay in the race and potentially beat Joe Biden. I would more than imagine that. Is that wrong? Well, they shouldn't do that. No. Oh, no, is that wrong? No, everybody's looking for an edge. Now, what did he do? How did he do it? Was there implicit, if you don't do this and you don't find some dirt on Biden and you don't give it to me, then nothing? Well, there's some questions there. But I don't know what's inside of that thing. I've not seen it. I've not read it. Neither of you. Neither is anybody else who's currently going to decide today whether or not they should go forward with impeachment. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show's your Twitter. You can tweet at us, please. I love it when you do. This is interesting because if you guys are aware of this, California is an absolute mess. Half of the homeless population's in California. San Francisco I can't get a straw for my son and I in California for a milkshake that is essentially just ice cream. Unless it's paper and we have to beg them for it and then promise to eat the straw afterward so as not to create any kind of mess. But homeless people can shoot up, can poop on the streets and do anything. And so people are sick and tired of it, even in San Francisco, so they've tried something.
Frustrated neighbors put boulders on sidewalks to stop homeless drug users from camping out in San Francisco.
Something. We got to do something. I feel like there's nothing being done.
They'll shoot up at night and then stay overnight.
Homeless advocates call it a cruel response. Neighbors say the rocks have helped. Okay.
Yeah. I see it in some of the places that I go, whether I'm in California and Arizona, where now the benches are like a snake and they've got like certain things on there. So there's no way you can sleep on there because people don't want that. They don't want any of that crap. And I don't blame them. Who cares? I mean, who wants that? God, talk about back ass word. So I can't have a straw, but you can crap in the street and shoot up in front of me and drop your needle, and we're cool. My dog poops, I could get a fine. You poop, we're okay. All right. Sounds like a solid plan. This is going to work well. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show. Your Twitter. Feel free to tweet at me. I drive a lot because I do like to make sure I got a little something to protect my car in the case of what if. And that, my friends, is Car Shield. Cover repairs, they take care of it. That check engine light comes on, you're like, oh no. Could be nothing. Could be a sensor. That still could cost you a ton of money. Or it could be something bigger, and it could cost you a lot of money and make you make that decision. Do I get a new car? But I like my car. Well, that's where Car Shield comes in. With Car Shield, they make the entire process of fixing your car for a cover repair so easy. You get to choose your favorite mechanic, your shop, take it back to the dealership. They're cool with that. It's your choice. You pay a small deductible. They get them paid directly. You get 24/7 roadside assistance. And while that car is being fixed, your car, the car you love, they're going to get you a rental car so you can go to and fro without having to worry. That simple. $2 billion in claims. That's what their administrators are paid out. They're ready to help you. Car may have 5,000 to 150,000 miles on it. Let Car Shield help you out. Do what I did. Get Car Shield, the ultimate in extended vehicle protection. Call 800-CAR-6000. Mention code Benson or visit carshield.com. Use code Benson. That saves you 10%. That's 800-CAR-6000 or carshield.com. Code Benson saves you 10%. A deductible may apply. Chad Benson Show.
Check out our Chad Benson Show Facebook page where you can hang out or hang your grievances out to dry. This is Chad Benson.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition, liftoff.
Now it's time to find out what's trending. What's trending? Yeah, what does that mean? I mean something, right? Like it's trending on the old internet. What's trending? Oh, things trending. Lots of stuff and junk and whatnot. Sometimes I laugh at some of this stuff. It's like crazy. I'm like, really? That's what's trending? Let's take a look here at the old impeach Donald Trump now. Capital now, by the way, because of the Ukraine. By the way, for those of you not keeping score, he just said, hey, today, go ahead. We're going to declassify everything. Take a look at it. There you go. Everybody can see it. Go for it. Right there. Robert Hunter, poet, lyricist, best known for his work with the Grateful Dead, has died at age 78. He's trending. Tuesday thoughts and teleprompter, because if you guys didn't see Trump, let's just say it was very interesting to watch him read off. He is not good at can we just all agree that he's not good at the teleprompter? Can we all, just kind of go, all right, yeah, you're right, Chad, he's not. And sometimes I always feel like he's surprised by what's on there. I have no idea. This is the first time I'm hearing of this. Because he was at the UN today, and his UN speech was very UN-y. It's just very much a... I thought he would... I would have just been happy to have said, oh, and then, by the way, kiss my ass. Have a good night. See you guys later. Puerto Rico's trending on Google. Michael Knowles. Uncut Gems. If you don't know what that is, it's very interesting. It's a new movie out with Adam Sandler, and he plays like a jewel merchant and seller, but he also is a gambler, and he looks like looks really interesting. Very, very interesting. So if you have a chance, check out the trailer for that. Lil Nas X, he's trending right now. Greta's still trending. Greta. That was funny yesterday. LaMelo Ball, what? He's going to go to the NBA, if you don't know who he is. You got Lonzo, LaMelo, and there was another one. And they're awful, basically. Awful. And apparently there's a big escape in Western Australia at Royal Perth Hospital. So, that is also trending here. Very interesting, right? That's trending. You never know what gets trending, all of it. Because I'm always surprised, I'll look at this and I'll see soccer's trending and you'll go and you'll look at it. And because we have so many people here that you think about it, and it's based on searches, right? So, like, for a bunch of people here in, America, for 300,000 people to look up what time a soccer game is, or Puerto Rico, or, you're like, oh, Paul McCartney is trending as well right now. And no, he's not dead. I know every time somebody trends, the first thing is, is he dead? No, Paul McCartney is fine. Just talking about a lot of dreams he had about John. 323-538-2423. At Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. I think it's safe to say that the Ukraine is a mess. Wait till you hear this story. It'll make you go, that is uncomfortable. Chad Benson Show.
Chad Benson Show.
Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
I think it'd be very helpful to get to the bottom of the facts, to follow the law that get us there. That would include the whistleblower as well as the transcript of the conversation.
And if they don't?
Well, that'll be up to the House to decide how to proceed. But it's very much, I believe, in the public interest to get this resolved and be able to move on.
Well, public, guess what? You'll be interested to know. We'll play on wars there, kids. Tomorrow. Trump has said we're going to release everything tomorrow. There you go. You can see everything right there. There it is. Take a look. You guys go from there. We'll see what happens. Kind of cool, right? Like he's throwing it out there. He says he wants it to come out. I want it to come out. Well, you got a chance now for it to come out. So here it comes. The entire thing will be rolling on out. Everybody can take a look at it. You can see what it is. He says it's going to be the complete, fully declassified and unredacted transcript of the conversation with the Ukrainian president. So we will know right then and there. Doesn't mean that people aren't going to twist and do things, because you know that. But if you're Nancy, that nightmare's still going on. She's like, oh, God, what if there's nothing? And they're screaming and yelling, and once again, we've done something stupid. We're turning him into a sympathetic figure. You guys do realize that if they tried to impeach Trump and it happened, and then they went after Pence, that she'd be the president? You guys get that? 323-538-2423. At Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Let's change it up here just a little bit, right? From the Ukraine to the Ukraine, but this time different. A little bit of the Ukraine, and I say a little bit, here in America. And a story of adoption and creepiness.
She was hiding knives in our couches. She was talking about she was going to kill family members.
It sounds like a scene straight out of a horror film.
She poisoned people. She put chemicals in the coffee.
In 2010, Christine Barnett and then-husband Michael welcomed Natalia into their home in an emergency adoption. She was from Ukraine and had a rare form of dwarfism.
We were told in the medical paperwork that we had that she was 6 years old.
Yeah, so she's 6. That's what they were told. She was 6 years old. Even their adopted kids come with corruption. That's not very nice. She was told she was 6. So think about this for a second. There was a movie that came out in 2009 called The Orphan. This is that movie.
But a few days into the adoption, her suspicions grew.
I was putting her into the bathtub, and I noticed that she had full pubic hair.
Natalia's behavior also became very disturbing.
She would stand over people in their sleep. She would say, I'm waiting for the right time.
Natalia was in and out of mental hospitals. Then, in March 2012, a physician determined Natalia's age inaccurate, making her 22.
Whoa! 22. So she wasn't what they said when they adopted her. She was actually much older. And they were talking about the fact that they started to even notice more things when another person who came over, who was also from the Ukraine, tried to converse with her, and the quote-unquote little girl had no idea what the language was, didn't understand any of the things, right? They were talking about all kinds of things. She would smear blood everywhere. Some of the stuff that she would say, that she only liked hanging out with teenagers and adults. And there was just a lot of things that they were getting weirded out. And again, the whole, like, your kid's trying to kill you thing. Now, it takes a different twist because mom and dad eventually said, all right, we had enough.
She had her own lease. I co-signed it and I paid for a year.
But police say Natalia was abandoned and left to fend for herself. Before the accusations, Christine and Michael were considered exceptional parents, raising a math prodigy who had been diagnosed with autism. Now, Christine has been arrested and charged with neglect of a dependent. She was released on bond.
This was, from day one, a mission of love.
Christine's ex-husband, Michael, also turned himself into police and was released on a $5,000 bond.
Yeah, so they're out. And here's the thing. Supposedly, this whole thing was this, this little girl, and you find out that, one doctor says, well, she's a little bit older, but she's not 22. But then the hospital stuff's like, the Peyton Manning Hospital, by the way. The doctors there apparently are like, no, she's in her 20s, and she's, this is an adult. So they're being charged for abandoning, but nobody knows what this little girl is. Because she's no longer at the place she was. They paid for a place. They disappeared. And the mother and father originally went up to Canada because their son, who was featured on 60 Minutes a few years ago, and even in that piece, you could see the little girl there in one or two of the things. You could see, because he's a math prodigy, like he's otherworldly. And you could see her in there. And he's like, yeah, she was kind of around, my childhood, but not a lot. But they went up to Canada. And so, now they're popped and who knows what will happen. Could you imagine that, though? That's a movie. That's an actual movie called The Orphan that came out a few years ago. That the child that you adopted isn't a child, but instead is a 18 to 20 something who apparently would like to see you dead. Mom and dad, you're not good at picking kids, so you don't get to pick the next dog. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Speaking of dogs, would you go to the ends of the earth if your dog ran away? Would you do it? This couple did.
This happy reunion was nearly 60 days in the making.
My little girl.
Washington couple Vern and Carol King were on a trip to Montana, and they brought their 7-year-old border collie, Katie, along.
Came back 11:30, went to the room, walked in, and both of us were asking that question, where's Katie?
But somehow, Katie got out through an unlatched hotel door.
Yeah. So, love their dog, right? Probably a little too much. This is their kids. Maybe they're kids. Maybe they have kids and the kids are left. And this is their new kid and they love their dog. Go out for a walk, come back, dog gone. Dog gone. Yeah. They start looking for said dog. And looking. And looking. And looking.
They searched for her for hours, then days, then weeks. By day 37, they set up rescue teams. Carol even quit her job as a postal carrier.
I just know she was out there looking for me, and I wasn't going to give up, no matter what.
He got night vision goggles. She quit her gig. They looked everywhere. They had a team of experts. They should have called him. What's his name? Cesar Millan? She called him in. They said they ran. Like to the point where they would run everywhere, like in this area. And so they would build up sweat, hoping the dog would smell their scent. Where's the dog?
After 57 days of searching, a tip from a nearby resident came in. A dog that looked like Katie was spotted. Dog was fine, dehydrated, had lost 15 pounds.
My
Yeah.
girl.
15 pounds. Better. Look. about a month and a half ago, Winston got out. I don't know how Winston got out. We flipped. Didn't know what to do. We looked everywhere for Winnie. All right. Neighbors looking, everybody. And it was the pizza delivery person who saw a lizard and thought that was weird, took a picture of it, and they went back, and the person at the Domino's said, hey, somebody's looking for that. And they called, and they said, it's just up the street. Yeah, that was only a few hours. I mean, Winston's a big lizard, too. And we're talking about a, 20-plus pound giant lizard wandering around. So I'd look everywhere. I did for hours. 57 days, quit my job, might be a bit much. Right? Might be. And in a certain place, I was looking at this, I was like, my God, I mean, I'm surprised the thing wasn't eaten. Because it's in an area where it looks like, there may be something else out there that may go, hey, that looks like something I could eat. 323-538-2423, at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. You can tweet at me. Love hearing from you. They're coming for Trump. Trump's coming for them. It's a battle. Who will win?
I believe. I truly believe.
He does.
The time to begin impeachment proceedings against this president has come.
Now, tomorrow, Trump has said we're going to release the full transcript of everything. The phone call between him and the Ukrainian president and what was said. We're not going to, it's going to be fully unredacted. We're going to see everything. It's going to be right in front of us. What happens then? Do you still go through with it? Because this is here's my prediction. Well, there were other phone calls. Right? Like, don't you feel like that's something that somebody's going to throw up there? Well, there were other phone calls. Really? Well, those things are of national security. You can't see those. Nope. See, that's just it right there. That's the perfect thing to say. Well, that's national security. And it might really be. And it might not. We don't know. But if we're going to see everything tomorrow, all right, let's do it. Let's see what you got here. Let's take a peek. What happens if this isn't it? Right? The quick pro quo. What if this isn't it? What if he hasn't crossed? Then what? Because everybody's calling for impeachment. People are screaming and yelling, impeach, impeach, impeach. And they've been doing it since. And they've tried. And they've tried. And it didn't work with Mueller. And then they went after the whole, well, look what he did. He obstructed justice. And that's just, that's a tough thing. Right? That it all became super political. And now this, if this doesn't go the way that people want, then what? 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Feel free to tweet at me. Love hearing from you. Check out the Instagram as well. AMAC, Association of Mature American Citizens. They got you back. What are they doing? They're the alternative to ARP. Right? They look and they say, what are things that matter to so many Americans? How about this? Social Security, right? Making sure it's solvent. Medicare, making sure it's there. Looking at immigration in a way that is common sense, that actually comes up with a solution and not games that so many people are playing with open borders. That's what AMAC's all about. They're out there fighting for you. Plus, they have an amazing benefits package that includes things like retail, restaurant, hotel discounts, just to name a few. They're fighting for your Second Amendment rights. It's awesome what they do. And right now, they're saying, hey, Chad, tell everybody they can join. If they're over the age of 50, they can join for free for a year. We got your back. I said, all right. So now is your chance. Join AMAC to help fight the good fight by becoming a member today. Benefits are great. And like I said, retail, restaurant, hotel, travel discounts, just to name a few. Big discounts on movies, amusement parks, so many things. And it's free. Free to join right now. Simple and easy. Go to amac.us/Chad or call 888-355-1617. That's 888-355-1617. That's amac.us/Chad. It's a free one-year membership. AMAC is better for you, better for America. It's the Chad Benson Show.
Don't let the Washington Beltway strangle you. This is where the exhausted majority comes to refuel, realign, and reevaluate. This is Chad Benson.
I mean, if she does that, they all say that's a positive for me from the election. You could also say, who needs it? It's bad for the country. Then they wonder why they don't get gun legislation done. Then they wonder why they don't get drug prices lowered, because all they do is talk nonsense.
Well, Trump, if it is good for you, you're going to find out about it, because here it comes. Nancy today announcing, after caucusing with her group, her peeps, they're going to do it. They're moving forward. Here's the thing. If I'm Nancy Pelosi, I do one thing. Schiff, Cummings, all of you, Nadler, you guys have been in on this. This is fantastic. Great. This is what you guys want to do. This is it. You're going to go against a lot of other people, even in the Democratic Party. They got like 170 or so, give or take, that are for it. But you've got 253, right? I think that's what it is, something like that. That's not everybody. Some people are worried. But I would say this. Here's the deal. We don't know what's coming out tomorrow. We don't know what's going to look like. But I'm burning the ships. I'm burning the ships. This is it. We're burning the ships. There's an old saying, right? People go to war. They don't want to give the people the opportunity to run back to the ships, to retreat. So I'm burning the ships. The only thing we can do is stay and fight. So if this is what you want, we're doing it. But understand that if this goes to hell in the handbasket, if we find out tomorrow there's really nothing in here, there's no real intent, and this looks like egg on our face for the third time, and we pay the price, you guys are all paying the price. Understand that. We're burning the ships. So be prepared. Now, in saying that, with all that being said, with everything out there being said, I don't know. I don't know what's in it. I don't know what's in it. I don't think anybody has any idea. We're all speculating. And I will tell you this right now. Again, she came out today and she said,
I'm announcing the House of Representatives moving forward with an official impeachment inquiry. I'm directing our 6 committees to proceed with their investigations under that umbrella of impeachment inquiry.
But I don't know what's in this. This is all stemming from the whistleblower. We still need to figure out what's in that. Trump has said release it. Tomorrow it's going to come out unredacted. People will read into it. Already today, people were tweeting at me saying, well, they've already had a long time to look through this. They've already taken stuff out of there, so we're not even get the whole side of things. Because people are already predicting, well, we really want to see it, but it's probably not what we want to see. Other people are saying, wait, there's not going to be something in here. And then people are going to say, oh. There's other phone calls that we haven't heard.
Colleagues, all of us share a concern for protecting whistleblowers who use appropriate, established channels to raise legitimate concerns. The Senate's obligation is to treat such allegations in a responsible and deliberate manner.
And that whistleblower may speak sometime this week. IG is going to speak. We'll see. Whatever comes out tomorrow, I couldn't tell you. What I do know is, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, you're going to try to fit it into the narrative that you want to say, ha-ha, we've got him, or ha-ha, there's nothing there. I'm asking you, take a deep breath, be open-minded. That's it. Be open-minded. See what's in there, right? This political game, and let's be real. Part of the problem with a lot of this, if this was the first thing that has come out about Trump, people would be saying, okay, there's something there, let's take a look. Did something go on? He may get the benefit of the doubt from some people, right? But this isn't. This is the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 8th, 10th, 25th. There's always something with Trump, is the way that one side looks at it. The other side says you're always looking for something. And now I'm afraid that that's what every politician is going to have to face moving forward. Everybody's going to be looking for something to take somebody out, and that is not a win for our country. Tomorrow we will find out. Was there some there? Or was this another situation where, Wolf, 323-538-2423, at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. It's going to be interesting. Oh, indeedy. Chad Benson Show.
This is the Chad Benson Show.